Utter desperation and a high probability of getting sanctioned, you say? Oh, this must be that new Hail Mary filing from that certain nameless person where they practically beg the courtroom in Virginia to throw out the case. Why? Because we've tried to get it thrown out twice already. Both of those were shot down. But this time here where the court said you don't want to do it, well, this one will work, right? Yeah, probably not. Probably not, indeed. Now, in addition to trying to get the case thrown out, there's also this little portion here, and I love this part. Why? Because this is the nameless person trying to minimize what happened when it came to charitable donations. See, they know that those charitable donations, they look bad. I'm talking about really, really bad. So they go in, they try to paint this as JD trying to attack that nameless person on immaterial issues of donation, while also saying, hey, I plan to pay that stuff back. Promise that. I promise indeed. You and I, we're going to talk about all of this today. Buckle up because this, it is a fascinating ride. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. So the document that we're examining today, it's around 11 to 12 pages of pure desperation, broken down into 4 sections. The first 3 sections here, they're basically saying the UK judge, they should be recognized by this court. That decision, that should become the Virginia decision automatically by default. Here's the reasoning that we say that. Plus, while we're at it, about those charitable donations. So this document, it begins like so many a document that nameless person's team has presented. It tries to vilify. It tries to slander because that somehow in some way, that's some type of win, right? So JD cannot escape the fact that the issue decided by the UK court is identical to the issue before this court. Whether I'm going to use the word accosted instead of that other A word, that nameless person. The UK High Court ruled against JD, where defendants had the burden of proof, finding that JD, they actually used the word beat in this, by the way. Beat that nameless person at least 12 times. Now, just to illustrate the type of justice you saw in the UK courtroom, and yes, I have body cam footage playing in the background to really drive this home. You have Joshua Drew. This person is a freeloader, lives across the hall from JD, connected directly to that nameless person, living off of other people's money. This guy supposedly is a credible witness. Meanwhile, on the same page of the UK decision praising Josh Drew, following paragraph, the 2 police officers that are involved, they couldn't do anything right. So apparently what we glean from justice in the UK is this. Police officers, they're not to be believed. They say there's no crime. There's a crime. Why? Because the guy across the hall, the guy having his bills paid by that nameless person still, when it comes to trials, that guy there, no conflict of interest. Police officers, somehow, in some way, there is. Justice, right, though? Justice indeed. And boy, this gets even better. So JD did not dispute due process in the UK and US courts are compatible. Instead, he asserts he was denied the proper quote-unquote procedural tools during his chosen forum in the UK, even though he was also litigating this case for 16 months prior to the UK trial with full access and ability to use this discovery in the UK. Now that statement, it goes to charitable donations, but you could attach it to all types of other things as well. What they're essentially saying is that you didn't have this stuff produced, with charitable donations in the UK. Well, you should have had it here. You had 16 months prior. You should have been able to bring that up. Again, they're trying to dismiss that. They're trying to dismiss body cam footage, so many other things, because, hey, you should have thought about that. And if you didn't have it, well, that's on you, right? That's on you indeed. Now from there, and I'm not going to cover this portion, but we get into the finger pointing. That nameless person always does that. They vilify, then they say, somehow that's your fault. And then they add this craziness here. This is one of the craziest points I've ever heard. JD, he had nice things to say about the UK court. While he's in the UK court, he said he preferred the UK court to the US jury, and he thought the UK decision, it would achieve greater vindication for all parties. Why would you say that? Well, again, you're in that courtroom. What are you supposed to do? You supposed to slander them? Well, since he didn't, we need to get that out of here right now. Now, from there, they argue a lot of procedural matters, but this was added into it, and I thought this was worth mentioning. They basically say the UK, it issued a painstakingly detailed 129-page, 585-paragraph decision in which it thoroughly considered evidence presented by both parties. So, if you have something, quantity over quality, well, that's justice. Brevity, injustice. Quantity, that's justice. Also, it says that nameless person, they were an active participant, providing evidence, 7 witness statements, and sitting for 4 days of live testimony and cross-examination at trial. What they don't tell you is that you can't take that nameless person to task. You can ask them questions about things, but you can't really take them to task about stuff. You can't say, prove it or else. In this trial, though, you can. And that is something that terrifies them. Now, in my opinion, that fear is best illustrated in this attempt to casually dismiss the notion of charitable donations, even calling this stuff a tax on this nameless person, using that language more than once, by the way. Again, gotta vilify, gotta point the finger at that guy, because that's gonna help somehow, right? So JD is incorrect in arguing this issue was not fully and fairly aired in the UK. He was simply unhappy that the Court of Appeals found this quote-unquote donation issue to be, at best, minor collateral attack of no significance to whether he, and the claims by now. Although JD has never asserted in his litigation that nameless person's allegations of, what they are, were motivated by money, JD admitted he did not pay any money because of her allegations. Here's another finger point, by the way. That nameless person received much less money in the divorce settlement that she was entitled to under California law. JD's business manager admitted that nameless person pledged the amounts with no set payment schedule, and that nameless person, they intend to complete those pledges once she is free of this litigation and able to pay. So there, they admit they didn't pay. They have to admit it now. They've changed up the framework. We were going to do that. This guy, he's just been suing us. The only problem is that they had 2 years free of litigation. Didn't pay those donations, but hey, didn't set a date. This stuff, by the way, it's inconsequential. Doesn't prove anything about us. That's why we fought it tooth and nail. That's why we wanted to keep it out of the UK. Says something, doesn't it? See, that portion there, it really gives away the ghost, as it were, telling you they don't want people looking closer. Because when you start looking closer, well, you'll notice the lies about charitable donation. You'll notice the things about body cam footage, and that undoes not just that nameless person, but everyone around them. You can see also the collusion with the group putting together that Washington Post article. Of course they want to keep this stuff out. Of course they do indeed. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. As always, too, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Want to help out the channel? Links in the description. Check all of those out. Appreciate you doing that, too. You being here, though, that matters. So thank you. Appreciate you. We will see you soon.